Good afternoon, residents and staff. Greetings to all of you and welcome to our first daily update. Every weekday at 2 o'clock p.m., I'm going to give you a live update on what the latest developments are here on our Episcopal Homes campus and an update on things that you ought to know. My updates will usually be very brief. Phil Rose from Spiritual Life will close each one of these updates with his special message. In addition to this being broadcast live on Channel 6, each time it will be recorded and posted on social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and it will also be posted on our website, and our website, of course, is episcopalhomes.org. First of all, we have no confirmed cases of COVID-19 at this time. I know there have been some rumors on our campus that there are, but again, there are no confirmed cases of COVID-19 on our campus at this time. At Episcopal Church Home, we have 2 residents that are currently being tested. 1 staff member is currently being tested. And at the terrace, there is 1 resident who had a visitor a week ago prior to our restrictions being put in place that developed some symptoms. That is, the family member, the guest of the resident developed some symptoms, and that person is being tested, or he's trying to get tested. Let's put it that way. In all resident cases, the residents are being restricted to their individual rooms, and the staff person has not been scheduled for a shift since early last week. Remember that we have put in place, effective Friday last week, 5 zones on our campus. Those 5 zones, Zone 1 is Cornelia House and Seabury. Zone 2 is Episcopal Church Home. Zone 3 is Iris Park Commons and Katie's Cottage. Zone 4 is the Terrace and Midway Point. And Zone 5 is the Gardens. It's very important that we stick to these zones. The reason is we want to, of course, limit as much as possible any movement between the zones so as to limit the possible spread of this virus. As you all know, this term social distancing has entered our vocabulary. Social distancing means staying away at least 6 feet apart and limiting where you travel, your go-abouts, and who you interact with, etc. So this practicing staying within our zones is a very significant step towards isolating any potential spread of the virus should it enter our campus. To assist with you being able to stay within your zones, a couple of additional things are going to be put in place effective tomorrow morning. Our food service department is going to deliver food to each one of those zones. So those of you that might have up to this point been used to going to the Episcopal Church Home Cafe or to the bistro or to Parkside Dining Room, you will no longer be making trips to those areas depending on which zone you're in. So Zone 1, again, that's Cornelia House and Seabury, you're going to have food being delivered to, and I don't yet know where it's going to be in your community, but starting tomorrow morning, food is going to be dropped off for those of you that want it, dropped off in your zone, either at Cornelia House or Seabury or both, not sure. And of course, at Episcopal Church Home, you will continue to eat, to dine at Episcopal Church Home. Iris Park Commons, you will be picking up your food at the Parkside Dining Room like usual. The Terrace and Midway Point, food is going to be available at the grill, at the Terrace Grill is where you're going to be able to pick up your food. And then, of course, the Gardens is going to have food served in the garden houses like usual. So that's going to start tomorrow, Tuesday. And incidentally, right now, for those of you that might be watching it on delayed recording, today is Monday, March 16th. Okay, it's Monday, March 16th. I should have stated that at the outset. And in case you don't know who I am Marvin Plackett. I'm the CEO of Episcopal Homes. I should have also stated that at the outset. Okay, so again, so that you can remain within your zone, another thing we're doing is in terms of, some of you have been used to weekly trips to the grocery store or to Walmart, or I'm not sure actually where else. But we are going to continue that practice of a weekly trip to Cub Foods and to Walmart for those of you that want to participate in that for those of you that want to have your food or other miscellaneous supplies delivered to your door. So what's going to happen is you will see postings in your community as to the days and times that you need to have your order placed, and then our bus drivers will go, they'll place the orders, and the food will get picked up at Cub or supplies, food, whatever it is, at Walmart or Cub, and then it will be delivered back to your zone, back to your community, so that you can retrieve those items. So again, this is all to make it much easier for you to stay within your zones. Maintenance requests. Non-urgent maintenance requests inside resident rooms or inside resident apartments are not going to be completed at this time. So until further notice, if it's an optional item, if it is not urgent, maintenance requests are not going to be completed inside resident rooms or inside resident apartments. Again, it's to limit the amount of intersection of human beings and to honor the social distancing principle. Let's see. Remember, restrictions of visitors, and I know that this is not easy, all right? But everyone must remember, the only people that are permitted to enter our facilities, our buildings, are residents themselves, staff, suppliers, healthcare providers. Some of you are getting support from some outside home care companies, or the doctor is visiting you, or a nurse practitioner. So those healthcare providers, they also are permitted on our campus. And then also the only visitors that are permitted to come and visit a resident is when it is a very urgent matter, like someone is on hospice, where the emotional support, of course, is vital at those times. And all visitors will go through a screening before they can enter our facilities, and that will be a series of questions that need to be answered, and also a check of their temperature to make sure that no one comes on our campus with a fever. That is it for today's update from me. And again, these updates will occur every weekday, 2:00 p.m., live streamed on Channel 6, and then posted through social media and at our website, episcopalhomes.org. And I want to say once again to our residents, to our staff, thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your commitment to yourself, to one another, so that we employ these practices as best we possibly can, and that we remain that we advance support, love, consideration, thoughtfulness towards one another during these trying times. Every day, or day to day, things could be evolving. So remember, keep not only those things in mind, but stay tuned. Be watching for flyers that might be posted in your communities. Watch these daily updates and take care of yourself. And now, Phil Rose.
Thank you, Marvin. So every day at 2:00, Marvin will provide information, and I will hopefully provide inspiration. So today I want to share a poem that has been going around for the last few days that I think gives us a really good place to think about how to enter into these days as we find ourselves hunkering down and providing social distance for one another. It's called Pandemic, and it was written by Lynn Unger. What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling. Give up for now the idea of trying to make the world different than it really is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life. Center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny that now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Surely that has become clear as well. Do not reach out with your hands. Reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. And I want you to remember that we will be here every day at 2 o'clock, as well as Spiritual Life will be here every morning at 9:30 and throughout the day with various events. The next one will be at 3:30 today with meditation that Leah will lead. Thank you.